Hi, I'm Andrew, an entrepreneur and a computer science student,
Hi, I'm Raveen, a psychology major student.
and you're now listening to the Ink Thoughts podcast, where we ponder and talk about incongruous thoughts ranging from our daily life to the human mind.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Ink Thoughts podcast. Hope everyone has been doing well. Recently I'm just basically quite busy with my research project, and that's basically the only thing that is left for my master now. So we're gonna spend the whole summer doing this, but to be exact, we are only left with like 2 months. Because we are required to submit our dissertation in early September. So we're basically left with 2 months in doing that, which include collecting data, analyzing, and of course the writing up part. Everything will just take a bit of your time, but you just need to sit down there and do it. But of course at first I'm quite worried about like participant recruitment, but now I guess the problem has been solved, and I have some other stuff to handle, which I've never expected, but I guess it's a good experience for me, like really have an idea of how researchers usually work in this area. I'll say the process itself is quite interesting as well. When I was like discussing how we're going to look into the topic with my supervisors, like those meetings and brainstorming about what else to do and how to ensure our participants are taken care of when we're trying to look into this quite sensitive topic itself. So the whole thing actually gave me a quite good experience, and of course I'll have to thank my supervisors. I have 3 supervisors actually. They are really helpful and supportive at the same time, and they're professional as well. So I've learned quite a lot from them, how to be a researcher itself. And I guess I wouldn't say research is a thing that I'm very passionate about, but I don't mind doing it as well. So I wouldn't want to spend all my time, all my career in just doing research, but I'll prefer something like having half of my time doing some clinical work and half of my time doing some research. I'll love to do that in the future if possible. So I guess that's it about my update, I'll say. So other than that, today's topic is actually a bit related to like adulting. And I guess it's the consequence, not consequence, but a so-called side product of adulting. So growing up, do you feel like it's becoming harder for you to experience pure happiness like you did during childhood? So I've had this ideas quite some time, for quite some time, and recently there was this one conversation I had with my brother when we were texting. So he was telling, I was asking him like, he went for a football match in his uni. I think it's part of the course requirement as well. I'm not quite sure what they're doing exactly for that module itself, but so that's part of it. And so he attended it, and actually he used to enjoy playing football a lot when he was in secondary school. But after that, I did hear from him that he tried to explore any opportunity in playing football when he went to college at first, but there's not much chances that time, and even that so-called like meet up for that, but it ended up just not playing football. So at the end of the day, he tried a few times, but it doesn't work out, so he stopped going. And this time around, so I asked him how was it, and actually how is everything. So he said it was actually quite interesting, and he really feel happy that day. So he said a lot, and he feels so relieved, as in he said he hasn't been feeling the pure happiness like how we did during our childhood for such a long time, especially after growing up. Yeah, when he told me that, I can actually feel that myself as well. And I guess it's not to say that we are not happy nowadays, but the intensity of our happiness is incomparable to our childhood joy. Yeah. So it makes me wonder and led me into thinking like, why is it so? So I guess one of the reason that I've listed a few down. So I think one of the reason could be we're no longer carefree like like we were during our childhood. Yeah, we now have responsibilities to deal with, and it's almost always that there's something ongoing in our mind. Yeah, that makes us think or sometimes makes us worry, especially when you've started working, that you feel like you're in the adulting process. You have to take up more responsibilities, and now you have to be responsible not only for yourself, but maybe for some people, for their family as well. So it's easy for us to get into overthinking sometimes. And even if you don't overthink, there's a lot of stuff in general that keeps on going in your mind that require you to think about it, or sometimes even worried about it. Yeah. So I guess because we are no longer carefree, so it just makes us magnify some of our worry and feel less happy in some of the situation. Yeah. So another thing is like as our ability in focusing is getting weaker, I'm not quite I guess social media and internet play a role here, because it's so easy for us to consume any content or any information online immediately with just a click nowadays. Yeah. So because we are so used to getting everything immediately, I think I did a topic earlier about this as well. Yeah. So we tend to become less able to just fully live in the present. Yeah, some people might claim that they did, but in general, many people don't. Yeah. So it's understandable that sometimes, there's just so many stuff ongoing that it's just difficult for you to remind yourself to live in the present. Yeah. And undeniably, this worry won't go away because it's a process itself. Like everything is ongoing. It's not like today I solve this question, I take it off, then it will no longer exist. It doesn't work like that, right? Yeah. So and let us recall the experience that we were still a child. Like most of the time we tend to immerse ourselves fully into things that we are doing. Like let's say now it's the let's say let's say our parents bring us out to shopping or to the park. Yeah, we just appreciate that opportunity and immediately change into play mode and ensure that we play as happy as we could. We don't really think about anything else that time. Yeah, we just do whatever that is on our hand that time. We just play. And I'll say play is a very important part in our life. Yeah. Because as the saying says, like no play makes Jack a dull boy. Yeah. So it's undeniably that it is a really important part in our life, because we can't just be always working, right? We have to have some rest and have to have some play as well, so that it kind of balance our life in general. Yeah. So so when we really fully immerse ourselves during the playtime, at the end of the day, the happiness and the joy that we experience turns out to be doubled. Yeah. And you just purely feel that you're happy that day. Yeah, like I'm not sure about you guys, but let's think about it. Let's think about the past. Like, is there a day that you went to sleep just so happy that you even fall asleep smiling and things like this? Yeah, I'm sure it happens before, right? Yeah. So another thing is, like, unlike now, sometimes we even feel guilty if we are living a carefree life and enjoy ourselves for a bit. Yeah, but we have to admit that it is really important for us to slow down a bit sometimes and give ourselves some time to just breathe, just relax a bit, and yeah. And because of all this, even if you're playing, you feel so guilty that you don't give yourself the chance to fully enjoy it, and so you just, even the play session itself, it doesn't give you enough satisfaction to make you feel that happy. Yeah, but sometimes it's just trying to live in the present and work on it. Yeah, give yourself some space to just breathe and be yourself for a bit. Yeah. So as we think through why we feel this way, don't you feel like we should do something to help us reconnect our childhood joy again? Yeah. So as an adult, almost all of us have stress and responsibilities to deal with. Yeah, it's understandable that we have all the stresses that we have to manage them no matter what. And it's always easier to say than do, of course. Like everyone can say you have to manage your stress. Yeah, but it's not a very straightforward thing. Yeah, I went to the GP a few days ago and she actually told me about stress, and she said, stress is still something that we don't fully understand until today. So it's not that easy to do as we compared to the way that we say it. But one thing that probably we can practice is to be mindful. So mindfulness is the key. I guess it's a word that a lot of us have been using so much nowadays, but to do it itself is another thing. Yeah, because sometimes you have to feel that uncomfortable in order to do it as well, so it's not that easy. Yeah, so but practicing mindfulness, there's a lot of different way on how to do that, and if you go onto the internet, you might even see a lot of different tutorials, apps, and some other stuff that could guide you into doing that. So yeah, you can just Google it up and see and read through it and see whichever suits you better, then just try them out. But for me, I'll say I'm trying to meditate every day, or at least most of the day in the week, so that I could practice my focus and also try to be mindful. Yeah, sometimes it's not that easy to just grab your attention and sit there for like 10 minutes. Yeah, I see some people, they could even do meditation for a few hours. Yeah, that's not that easy. Yeah, even 10 minutes, sometimes I lost my attention and have to keep on grabbing my attention back to my breathing, so that I could try to be in that meditation state. Yeah, so and sometimes I do practice like mindful breathing as well, so that I try to keep myself calm and also to be mindful at the same time. Yeah, so when you're trying to do some other than being mindful and trying to practice all kinds of mindfulness practices, another thing that I've been trying to do is, when I'm trying to do something, try to put my full focus on it. Yeah, it actually helps with relieving your stress. Why? Because when you're when you're putting your full attention onto that thing itself, when you're doing it, you tend to increase your productivity and efficiency level as well. So it's good that you don't get distracted by some other stuff that's happening, so that you can complete the task even faster in a better way. And at the end of the day, it's all this undone task that is making you feel so stressed. Because that's just a lot piling up, and there's just a lot on your plate that you need to complete them. But when you break them down into one single task and focus one at a time, you tend to complete them a lot faster, a lot more efficient, and your productivity level just bump up that day. So especially after all this process that you completed your task, the satisfaction after the completion of the task is even stronger. And because of that satisfaction, it also makes you feel a lot more confident in yourself that you will be able to complete all these tasks. And so because of that confidence itself, your stress level will decrease as well. Yeah. And of course, when you're able to complete so much, yeah, all those tasks that you need to do is slowly decreasing. That also contributes to decreasing your stress level. And because of all this, like the combined effect of all this will actually lead you to experiencing the happiness and joy a lot more. And because of your hard work, you usually feel that you deserve some rest. Yeah. So other than this, the last tips that I'll say is to set aside some time for you to unwind, especially if you're the type of person that you feel guilty that you're taking time to relax instead of working. I know we are in our 20s and a lot of people keep telling us that it's the time that you work hard, if not now then when. But working hard is one thing. Of course, I support the idea that we have to work hard when we're still young, but we have to also take care of ourselves. Of course, you as a responsible adult, you have to know how much time to be given to each of this, like to your work and to the time that you're relaxing. You have to know that how much time is a suitable one, it's a suitable balance. You have to figure that out yourself. But anyway, you still need to set some time for you to relax. So try setting aside some time that you're only gonna be unwinding and relaxing. So since you already preset this time that you're gonna just focusing on unwinding and relaxing and doing whatever that you enjoy doing, so you already scheduled this in your schedule. So when you already know when are this going to happen, like let's say 30 minutes or 1 hour before your sleep or anything like this, or maybe half a day during weekend or something. Yeah. So when it's during your so-called working hours, you remind yourself that I have this preset unwinding time, so now I have to work hard so that as if it's like earning yourself the unwinding relaxing time. Yeah. So because of that reminder to yourself, so you work harder during your working hours, and when it's time to rest, tell yourself that you deserve it because you've already worked really, really hard during the working hours, and now that it's time for you to rest, you just rest. So take the time to fully recharge yourself, do whatever that makes you happy and relax. Yeah, everyone has different way and feeling relaxed and have different kind of activities that will make them happy. Just do whatever you enjoy. Although some people might suggest you like maybe reading or maybe doing exercise. Of course, these are good practices, but if that doesn't suit you, you don't need to force yourself doing that. You explore and go find out what's actually more suitable for you. Yeah. So then after that, have a good rest. Take enough time to get enough sleep, and so that when you wake up the next day, you feel refreshed and recharged, and that you are ready to work harder for the next day. Yeah, then it will make a healthy cycle of fully focusing and taking enough time to unwind at the end of the day. And because of all this healthy cycle, you tend to decrease your stress level in general, and also to makes you feel better, and you deserve all the rest and play when it's time for you to unwind. And when you combine all this effect together, it generally makes you feel easier to engage with that happiness and joy when you're fully relaxing and enjoying yourself. I guess these are all my thoughts about related to like reconnecting with childhood joy. Yeah, if you do have any ideas or any suggestion that you usually do, feel free to comment down below and let everyone knows as well. Yeah. So yeah, I guess that's all about this topic today. But yeah, I don't think I have any insight for now. Yeah. So I'll say thank you everyone for listening, and if you have any comments or any ideas that you wish to share with me, feel free to comment down below or send it to our DMs. Yeah. Other than that, I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the podcast. If you enjoyed, do share with your friends and family and leave us a review on the Apple Podcast. If you are not using an Apple device, you can leave a review on the Apple Podcast website with the link in the show notes. If you have any feedback or thoughts which you hope that we'll discuss in the future, feel free to email them to us at hello@incthoughts.com, or alternatively, you can send us a private message on our Facebook, Instagram or Twitter with the username of incthoughtspod. Thanks again, and see you all next week. Bye bye.